beauty pageant. This is 1973. There we go. She won Miss Hull. She's getting her sash here from the comedian Norman Collier. Tony from Eston. Well, the attention is drawn to the collar, I would say there. He said you can't see the black and red platform shoes he was wearing. Shame. He said he used to play football in them as well.
John from Peacehaven says this was him, I'm loving the hair, in around 1972 with his long gone hair. And Jan sent us a photo from a family holiday in Bridlington. Said it was the holiday they saved their pennies up all year for.
Thank you for sending the pictures in this morning. That's all from breakfast this Saturday morning.
Bye-bye.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025, Wales versus Netherlands, tonight from 4:15 on BBC One and iPlayer.
What is Newscast?
There's a simple answer. It's about the news and it's a podcast.
It's not too noisy and shouty, and it's fair and it's open-minded.
The news is so bonkers. None of us have ever known anything like it.
Looking for the truth. It's not about opinion.
It's like a brainstorm between us all and our colleagues, isn't it?
You don't have to take yourself seriously when you're talking about serious subjects.
There may not be a script, but there are facts.
This is going to make me sound like such a dweeb, because actually it's quite fun.
More fun than go to the pub.
Depends who it's with. For what you need to know, when you need to know it, listen to Newscast every day on BBC Sounds.
We just keep getting better, baby.
Glastonbury. Watch on BBC iPlayer. Listen on Sounds.
Welcome, we've a feast to start the weekend. Ali live with you as BBC One gets cooking. A Scottish seafood special with the Great Food Guys after Saturday Kitchen Live.
Good morning. We've got a 5-course.
Radio 4. The more you listen,
the more you see. It's the 1960s, a new era of rebellion and hope. But one can't help but wonder if things have really changed. They say when history repeats, the stakes are doubled. The story of how Eloise Page shaped the CIA continues in the hit drama podcast starring Ed Harris, Johnny Flynn, and me, Kim Cattrall. Central Intelligence. Listen on Radio 4 and BBC Sounds.
For a smashing summer of cricket, enjoy live commentary on 5 Sports Extra. Take an unorthodox look at the game in the Tailenders podcast and catch top interviews and analysis with Test Match Special. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Wimbledon awaits in an hour on BBC Two after things get fishy.
Enjoy this, the best of Weatherman walking. Press red now to watch on BBC iPlayer. Or if you fancy a podcast, have a laugh with Ellis James and John Robbins. Listen to them now on Sounds.
It's 12 noon in London, 7 a.m. in Philadelphia. And around the world, it's time for Live Aid.
It had to be spectacular. It seemed a harebrained scheme. It seemed like this could never happen.
Direct from London.
The story of Live Aid, from its beginnings to its legacy.
You can plant a seed.
Live Aid at 40, when rock and roll took on the world. Starts tomorrow at 9 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
These troop ships would contain the main body of the landing force that hit the Normandy beaches.
Is that something gonna be a bit?
This is BBC Two, courtside with strawberries and cream and ready for another day at Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, mecca of world tennis.
Ugly Betty and Desperate Housewives, Vanessa Williams. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now. Arrivederci.
Welcome to a game where nowhere is as it seems. 13 players and one dashing host. Take a mind-melting trip across Europe.
Rob's game is tough.
Insane. I have never seen anything like that before.
The question is, where the X am I?
This game. It's killing me.
Trust nowhere. Brand new Destination X coming soon to BBC One and iPlayer.
Parenting comes with a lot of advice. So, finding the right advice when you need it can be overwhelming. Introducing CBeebies Parenting, your go-to space for up-to-date expert advice and support on all things parenting.
Today we're going to be talking about bedtime routines, sleep hygiene and wind down.
Supporting families from day one to the first day of school. We've got what you need when you need it. CBeebies Parenting, here when you need us.
Saturday morning and the food keeps coming with a taste of Scotland now on BBC One. Today's the day for Wales, a historic debut in the Women's Euros, taking on the Netherlands live at 4:15 on BBC One and iPlayer. And tonight the Lionesses roar into their opener against France at 8. Listen on BBC Sounds and download the app for all the Euros action on the go.
It's 12 noon in London, 7 a.m. in Philadelphia. And around the world, it's time for Live Aid.
It had to be spectacular. It seemed a harebrained scheme. It seemed like this could never happen.
Direct from London.
The story of Live Aid, from its beginnings to its legacy.
You can plant a seed.
Live Aid at 40, when rock and roll took on the world. Starts tomorrow at 9 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Relive every grand entrance. Sing along. Beat drop. Headbang. Secret set and emotion. With Glastonbury, we bring it to you. Watch on BBC iPlayer. Listen on Sounds.
Tell you what I want to see this guy take on. Brynlar, oh chef extraordinaire. I want to see this guy tackle a curry. Oh. Brindaloo. Brindaloo!
This is BBC One now at noon, the lunchtime news with Martine Croxall.
Good afternoon. Friends and family of the Liverpool striker Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva attended their funerals today in their hometown in Portugal. Family members and leading football figures were seen attending the church service as hundreds gathered outside to pay their respects. The brothers died in a car crash in Spain on Thursday. The 28-year-old footballer had married his long-term partner just 11 days before the crash. Joe Inwood reports.
It was a small, private funeral for a very public figure. Diogo Jota and his brother Andre were laid to rest at a church in the small Portuguese town where they grew up and where they began their footballing careers. The family had asked for privacy, but still the crowds came to pay their respects, wearing shirts and scarves of the clubs and country the brothers had represented with such dedication. While it was a private family funeral, there were friends and colleagues too. Bernardo Silva played with Diogo Jota for Portugal, while Roberto Martinez managed the side. While Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk and left-back Andy Robertson arrived with two wreaths, one with 20, Diogo Jota's shirt number, and the other with 30, worn by his younger brother. As the coffins arrived, there was a ripple of applause outside the Igreja Matriz de Gondomar. The brothers were driving through northern Spain in the early hours of Thursday morning when their car reportedly suffered a blowout, overturned and burst into flames. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. They were returning from what should have been a perfect summer for Diogo Jota. 11 days before, he had married his long-term partner and the mother of their 3 children, Ruth Cardoso. On social media, he had said it was a day we will never forget. He had also won the Nations League with Portugal and the Premier League with Liverpool. His final goal for the club was this, a mazy run into the box and cool finish. And today, in his adopted city, people continued to lay flowers and share their memories.
The legacy he leaves is, I think, that he had a spirit, joy, humility, kindness, youth, everything that was effervescent. I think that's why it's so impactful.
Wonderful player, loved by all. Brilliant husband, father, son, player, teammate.
Back in Gondomar, as the service finished, the 2 brothers' coffins were carried for a private burial. 2 men of such promise, carried by friends and family. But they did not walk alone. Joe Inwood, BBC News.
Our correspondent Guy Hedgecoe is in Gondomar in Portugal, where those funerals have been taking place. And Guy, so many people drawn to this small town to honour these young men.
Yes, that's right. And although the funeral service is over now, there are still quite a lot of people outside the church behind me here who've remained there. This was a very emotional occasion. Although it was a private ceremony at the request of the family, there were hundreds of people gathered outside, and they were able to follow the service inside because there was a PA system relaying the audio from the service. So we were able to hear the prayers and the music, and there were a lot of people next to me who were crying throughout the service as they listened to it. Many of them wearing Diogo shirts. Other people were saying the prayers along with the Bishop of Porto, who was officiating the ceremony. And this was a very emotional send-off for 2 deeply loved personalities here in Portugal.
Guy, for the moment, thank you very much. Guy Hedgecoe in Portugal. Rescue workers
Central
are
London. Freddie Tennyson has been there to meet some of those putting the final touches to their floats and performances.
Well, the threat of rain won't dampen the spirits here at Pride in London. We've already got lots of London representation on the way. We've got Tottenham Hotspur right behind me, the Royal Free Hospital. They're part of the 500 floats expected to take part, with 30,000 people marching today. As well as that, we've seen a whole host of volunteers putting it all together this morning.
We're expecting like 1.5 million people. So we've got Trafalgar Square, we've got Soho Square, Golden Square stage as well. Even in Victoria Embankment, we've got the children's and families area.
As some groups here are taking the opportunity for some last-minute rehearsals.
So we are UK Pride Colour Guard. We're from all over England, basically bringing joy to London. But I do have to go and rehearse.
We are going to be leading the parade. We lead the bikes out, we start the parade off, and we have a lot of trans riders, and I just think it's so important that we all stick together.
Well, Pride has always been a force for political change, but political parties are banned this year, except for the mayor. He'll be joining the parade to send the marchers on their way.
This is one of the highlights of the year, not just a cultural highlight, but a highlight of our great city. A chance for our city to come together to show the world we're a beacon of inclusiveness, a beacon of diversity, and a beacon to the LGBTQI plus community.
Freddie Tennyson reporting there, and that takes us nicely to the weather with Kate.
Good afternoon. A largely cloudy but mostly dry afternoon in prospect. Could get 1 or 2 spots of rain. It's blustery, it's breezy, a southwesterly wind. Temperatures cooler than yesterday at 22 Celsius. For Sunday, we've got some heavy rain first thing, followed by some heavy scattered showers. Might just hear some rumbles of thunder through the course of Sunday. A few bright spells, temperatures getting up to 23 Celsius in a northwesterly breeze. Into next week, high pressure builds. Those warmer temperatures return from Tuesday onwards.
That's it. There's coverage of Pride in London over on BBC Radio London and online. Whatever you're up to today, have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Hello. The last 2 weekends have seen back-to-back heat waves affect parts of the UK with temperatures into the low 30s, but today's not the case. We've got a lot of cloud coming in, although a few breaks are possible to the east of high ground. For example, the Scottish mountains have been breaking up the cloud quite nicely for eastern Scotland, so we've got a few sunny spells here. Same is true across parts of eastern England, but otherwise a lot of cloud, feels quite humid. Got some patches of rain working across southern England, 1 or 2 heavy bursts mixed in with that, and a few showers coming and going across the northwest of the UK. But overall, it's quite a cloudy day today, with temperatures for many of us reaching the high teens to low 20s, maybe up to 24 in the warmest spots across eastern areas of England. Overnight tonight, we keep that flow of cloud coming in. We get some rain push across Northern Ireland, Western Scotland, and the rain turns heavier as it swings into parts of Northern England and Wales later in the night. Temperatures around 12 to 15 degrees. Now, tomorrow we pick up on that area of rain, initially across Wales, Northern England and the Midlands. As it works into Eastern England, it's likely to turn heavy and thundery for a time, and there'll be plenty of showers elsewhere across Eastern England too, some thunderstorms as a trough works its way in. Slightly fresher air getting into Scotland and Northern Ireland. I think overall there should be a bit more in the way of sunshine across the northwest of the UK. Temperatures again high teens to low 20s for many. Looking at the weather picture into the start of the new week, we've got these northwesterly winds bringing a mixture of sunny spells and showers. There'll be some showers across the northwest of the UK and 1 or 2 affecting eastern areas of England as well, but equally there'll be other areas that stay completely dry. Temperatures not really changing much, 18 to 22 pretty widely. Beyond that, high pressure is then set to build in across parts of the UK, and so the weather will turn warmer for all of us as the week goes by. It could become quite hot across parts of England and Wales, potentially even reaching heatwave thresholds.
Glastonbury. Watch on BBC iPlayer. Listen on Sounds.
Radio 4. The more you listen,
the more you see.
It's the 1960s, a new era of rebellion and hope. But one can't help but wonder if things have really changed. They say when history repeats, the stakes are doubled. The story of how Eloise Page shaped the CIA continues in the hit drama podcast starring Ed Harris, Johnny Flynn, and me, Kim Cattrall. Central Intelligence. Listen on Radio 4 and BBC Sounds.
Football history later, Wales make their debut on the international stage against the Netherlands. Women's Euros 2025 live at 4:15 on BBC One, but first to Wimbledon.